This broadcast is a Stephen K. Media production.
The success of the small business person is the cornerstone of the American economy. Welcome to the Small Business Today Show with your hosts, Cruz and Hughes. The Small Business Today Show is for and about small business advancement and development. What we do for you. We'll be taking your calls as we provide you small business intelligence and mentorship needed to grow your business creatively. Keep listening. The Small Business Today Show with Cruz and Hughes starts now.
Hello and welcome back to today's episode of Small Business Today with Cruz and Hughes right here on Blog Talk Radio, where we broadcast live Monday through Friday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time from our offices in Houston, Texas. If you want to see us on the web and see what we do in this studio, it's not much to see, but if you would like to look at us, you can do so by going to www.cruzandhughes.com. There's a stream there for Ustream TV, and you can click that, and it will show you exactly what it is that we're doing. Irv, how was your day today, sir?
Had a great day. I'm getting ready for our seminar that's coming up on Friday.
That's right.
And so, I've been busy doing that and getting all the enrollments done and so on. So, folks, John and I are going to be out in the community. We're going to be at the Kingdom Builders Center over on West Orem. That's 6011 West Orem. It's going to be from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. So we're going to have a short meeting, and we're going to talk to you about contracting opportunities, how to get into the government space, how to make some of the money, get in on some of the billions being spent there. I know some of you have been concerned and have emailed me saying, Irv, why are you doing this when the government's having budget cuts? Well, they are having budget cuts. And let me just tell you, the state of Texas budget was cut from $98 billion a year to $88 billion a year. Which side would you like to be on? We're going to talk about some of that this coming Friday.
Well, and if someone wants to register,
what you want to do is you want to go to our registration site, and we've got a registration site right out on Eventbrite, and you can go to www.sbo, that's Sam Baker Oscar, the number 3.eventbrite.com.
And if you want to participate in today's conversation, you can always feel free to give us a call right here in the studio. The number is 347-857-3958. Again, that number here is 347-857-3958. Now, one of the things you have on here is the millionaire mindset. We're going to talk about that.
That's right.
And just give me a quick overview. What is that?
How to think like a millionaire. Think unlike an employee. If you're going to enter into the world of being self-employed, one of the things you got to do is you got to change how you think. And one of the premier speakers on such a subject is none other than my co-host, Mr. John Cruz. That's what he's going to talk about. He just heard this, by the way. But no, John is a terribly successful entrepreneur, and he's just fantastic. He's going to be a treat there for you. And but now I've asked you to talk about the millionaire mindset.
Okay, well, I've been duly drafted. I will be there, and I'll definitely do my best. Guys, we definitely look forward to having you there. If you want to know the insides on doing business with the government, Irv does a great presentation in terms of making it real to you. And, and one of the things I love is when you talk about taxes, fines, fees, and
sure.
and you should be doing business with the government. If you're selling a product, a widget, a service, chances are there's some place in the government workspace that has a place for you. Irv can definitely talk to you more about finding that place and what to do so that you can make them a client of yours. So I look forward to that.
Absolutely. No, it's going to be great. We always have a good time doing that because so many times people shy away from selling their products and services to the government because it's a hassle and it's red tape and it's all these things, and it's all true. Unless you have someone to walk you through it. And part of what we do is we give you those executable steps so that you can eliminate all the pain and hassle that goes through it. It eliminates all the mistakes, and we're going to talk about that on Friday. So I'm excited about talking to folks and how to have them have government being part of their sales strategy.
And that's Friday morning, 10 a.m.
10 a.m.
at the Kingdom Builder Center. So for those of you who are listening that are in the Houston area, you have no excuse. We anticipate seeing you there, and it's a free event. I might add.
It's a free event.
Doesn't cost
folks.
you anything.
Doesn't cost anything. We hold this thing free every month, okay, and we'll be holding it throughout the month, throughout the year, I should say, of 2013. So we're going to be doing these on an ongoing basis. I'm going to bring John out, and you get to look at him and hear him talk about what it's like to be a millionaire and how to change your mind such that you can accept that. And by the way, folks, since, John, we're broadcasting this show nationally. Folks, if you know someone that's in the Houston area, perhaps you're not able to actually attend physically at the event, certainly contact somebody here in the Houston area and send them over there.
Absolutely. Now, we have a guest today. Our guest is Mr. Jason Jimenez, and Jason is what you call a second-generation insurance man. I saw that in your bio.
Awesome.
I thought that was interesting. I'm going to get you to talk a little bit about that. But he is the president of an insurance agency here in the Houston area called Jason Jimenez Insurance, and it's a multi-line insurance agency that provides personalized coverage for individuals, families, and corporations throughout the entire state. And I want to say welcome to the show, Jason.
Thank you for having me. It's really a pleasure.
No, it's a pleasure having you. I got an opportunity to meet Jason at our last launch that we did. The Grant Sandler was the cover story for our magazine. We did the launch at a private club of which Jason is a member. I got an opportunity to sit and talk with him, and wonderful guy. I figured, hey, Irv, we got to have him on the show.
No doubt.
But you know what? Before we get into some of the community-oriented things that you do, let's talk a little bit about your business.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, now you are a second-generation insurance man. What is that?
My story is very simple. At the age, I grew up in insurance, practically since diapers, and my father, he did something that really was a pivotal point in my life. At the age of 19, my father, what he did, he said, tomorrow I want you to be in a suit and tie, and I'm picking you up at 3. At 3:30, you're going to be ready because you're coming with me to an appointment. I'm like, yes, sir. And
as a good son should.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so we did. I did. I went downstairs, and I asked my father, I said, where are we going? He said, shut up, listen, and learn. And so 30 minutes later, we pull up to a house, knock on the door, and then that's when you realized, that's when I realized that a woman walked out, hugged my father. Instantaneously, I thought, Dad, this is not the way to show me that we have another family. Literally.
I know, right?
So So he looks at me, and he looks at me at the stair, and I'm like, okay, never mind. I'll keep my mouth shut. We walk in, and literally 30 seconds later, a woman sat down and uncontrollably started crying. And that's when my life changed. That's when I realized that my father wasn't a salesman. My father did not just create a business to make really great income and have a life that he really wanted to achieve. He was really there to provide something that could genuinely impact a human being.
Sure.
He was delivering a life insurance check for basically for $100,000. And at that point in time, I saw him not as a business owner, not as a salesman or an insurance agent. I saw him as my hero, or I saw him as, more importantly, as someone that actually stood for something that had nothing to do about him or his business.
So this lady had experienced a death.
Yeah.
And your father was hand delivering the check.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And from that moment on, I decided at the age of 21, November of 99 is when I opened my business. And I've been doing it 14 years in this November.
Wow. And Jason, I know that had to have been terribly impactful for you to be there to literally witness it. Yeah. Folks, what you can't see, I'm sitting here, I'm looking right at him, and I'm telling you, he still feels that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, at 21, you decide to open your own agency. Now, your dad is already running a business.
He is.
Why didn't you just go to work for the old man?
Stubbornness. I wanted to prove to my father that I could do it. I wanted to make him proud.
Very nice.
I wanted to make my family proud in the sense that, you know what, you didn't raise someone who's going to take all that you've shown, you've instilled in me, and to go to waste. I wanted to show you that I could do it by myself
and put it into practice.
Absolutely.
I absolutely love that. I mean, some of the best business books that are written to me are the ones who, didn't take over a father's business and you already had 10 or $20 million coming in every year. And okay, so what? You were able to manage and keep things afloat. It's the guy who said, okay, Dad, I'm going to throw me into the deep end. I'm going to swim back to you. Those are the stories that I like to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, your insurance agency does what exactly? Tell me the types of insurance that you provide.
Sure. We are a full-fledged brokerage firm with the exception of financial services. So I won't tell you to where to invest it,
Oh, okay.
but I definitely will protect
good.
everything around it.
Sure.
In a nutshell, I'm the gentleman or the agency that you will call when you get in a serious car accident, when you are when your house is on fire, when you get robbed. Those are the main three elements, above and beyond the fact when you have a loved one that actually passes away. Those are the elements when, quite frankly, is where I come into play. We are dedicated in relations to educating those individuals on what they have, more importantly, what they don't have, and then what happens when you have a claim and how to process that. And then on a business capacity, we work with the individual business owners in helping them create the protection for their business in case of a hurricane, fire, or robbery.
Sure.
So make sure that their business and their employees are actually have a place to work the very next day.
Wow.
Now, Jason, share with us, because you mentioned brokerage,
Yes.
and there's a ton of brokers out here.
Right.
What sets you apart from all these other brokers out here who are competing in the same space, I guess, as you are?
Absolutely.
Obviously, there's something different about you than perhaps some of the rest of them. Share some of that with us.
Our philosophy is, and what I embed and what I live by, is literally that a friend will always be there for a friend. An acquaintance you can never count on, and we live off of that principle. And based on that principle, when I create a relationship with an individual, an entity, or a partner, in my eyes as a client, I look for those opportunities to be able to say that I'm much more than just an insurance agent.
Sure.
Because of the fact that through their gaps, through their weaknesses, or through their areas that they need assistance on, I've developed a team and a resource of individuals that are other entities or individuals that can provide and fill in those gaps. And in doing so, I make that company, that client, a lot stronger and put them in a better position to where they're able to grow, and also create elements to where I can find savings so that it offsets what I charge them on insurance. So in that sense, if I can basically go in there and save you $72,000 or $24,000 in your insurance on your commercial side, that opens up for medical benefits, 401ks,
Wow.
which is now a platform that we can provide for your benefit for your employees.
We're going to hold it right there. We're going to come back from the break, and one of the things that you have not heard is how dynamic his insurance agency is in terms of what he's built over the years. So stick around. We're going to have more with Jason Jimenez right after this. Be right back.
Turn up the sales on your website today with anythinginternet.com. Anything Internet will evaluate your website for marketing power, for traffic, for conversion rates. We'll figure out why people buy and why people go away. We'll help you generate the correct traffic that will turn into customers and make you money. Turn the juice up on your website today with anythinginternet.com. Turn your website into a web business. 1-800-686-5986.
Very often, people come to me saying,
Stephen, how do I make radio advertising work?
or even worse,
We've tried radio ads before and got little to no response.
so how do you make the radio work for you? Well, you could have a clever jingle.
Come buy my stuff. Come buy my stuff.
Or you may act crazy and loud and have an unbeatable offer.
I'll save you cash, I'll save you time, and I'll do it today, guaranteed.
But these techniques may work for some and not for others. The real key to advertising is to go back to basic marketing principles. Target your ideal prospect, make your message clear and concise, and touch the listener by connecting to their needs. Stephen K. Media specializes in radio advertising promotion that effectively broadcasts your company's message, yielding higher response and better results. As an independent agency representing major talk radio stations, we help you negotiate rates and place your ads targeting your ideal prospect. Call us today at 713-278-9109 or visit stephenk.biz. That's 713-278-9109 or email info@stephenk.biz. Are you looking to improve your health and well-being? Have you lost your energy and vitality? Do you wake up feeling 10 years older than you actually are? Looking for a doctor who really listens? Looking for a natural alternative to your chronic health challenge? Dr. Dan Cuny is a chiropractic nutritionist who helps restore your health from the inside out using whole food supplements and specific nutritional counseling. Learn more about Dr. Dan's 7 Pillars of Health on his website, drdancuny.com, or give him a call at 713-295-9358.
Introducing the alternative to heavy news. Now,
Excuse me, heavy news?
you know, disasters, politics, stock market.
And this alternative is
Coffee News. It's entertaining stories, famous quotes, and family fun. It's light news. Why it's so light, it's free.
free.
In restaurants and coffee shops all across Houston. So next time you're waiting in a restaurant, look for Coffee News. If they don't have it, tell them to get it by visiting coffeenewshouston.com.
It's light. It's free. It's Coffee News.
Now playing at Regal Entertainment Group Theaters.
From Christopher Nolan.
The storm's coming.
The legend ends in IMAX. What are you? I'm Gotham Directed. The Dark Knight Rises. Rated PG-13. Visit IMAX.com for showtimes and listings.
Go to www.regmovies.com to find showtimes and buy your tickets to this and other great feature films now. That's www.regmovies.com.
You're listening to Small Business Today. Visit us on the web at cruzandhughes.com. Here are your hosts, Cruz and Hughes.
Okay, welcome back to the show. Our guest today is Mr. Jason Jimenez. I want to remind you all that this show is brought to you by Small Business Today magazine. It is the magazine that is for and about Houston entrepreneurs. You know, I say the word Houstoner,
Right.
but I really mean all.
That's what you mean.
I mean, the book is about the movers and shakers that operate in the Houston area. And every book that we start subsequent to this one will be about those business owners that are in that space,
Right.
in that part of town, or in that area of the country.
Sure.
But the lessons, I guarantee, are going to be the same. The lessons are written by individuals who have built businesses, who have lost, who have been deluged by the economy, and have bounced back and have put sound businesses together, and they operate by practices that I think teach lessons to those of us who are just starting out, or those of us who are closet entrepreneurs, as you like to put it.
That's right. Yeah, closet entrepreneurs.
It's one of my favorite terms now.
Well, thank you, John. I really appreciate that. You know, I coined that phrase years ago because I was one.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm working in the bank, and secretly I'm an entrepreneur, but I was trying to be an employee. Incidentally, I was a great employee, and did set records in there. But the truth is that wasn't my highest and best use.
Certainly.
And coming out and starting my own business, that was the best thing that ever happened. It really, really was. Even in the dark days, folks, it was still better than the day working on the farm.
And those are the lessons that our magazine talks about. If you like to get a free copy of that publication sent to your email inbox every single month, all you have to do is go to www.smallbusinesstodaymagazine.com. Put your information in, and we'll be glad to send it to you. Now, our guest today is Mr. Jason Jimenez, as I said, coming out of the break. And if you want to connect with Jason, you can do so at jasonjimenezinsurance.com. Now, I'm going to spell his last name. It's JIMENEZ, jasonjimenezinsurance.com. Now, Jason, we talked a little bit about the type of agency that you have, what services you provide, and you were talking about what separates you from other agencies. Now, I just want to give some scope, if we could, to our listeners. Now, you started out at 21. And getting started in the insurance business is not easy. I mean, you know how many people are out there that are working as insurance brokers? Now, what size would you say your agency is now? Tell me a little bit about the scope of your company.
Okay. We're family owned and operated, like as I mentioned to you, and we have about 14,000 clients strong.
Wow.
And we continue to grow. We have a very strong team, and a big part of that growth and consistent growth is because we have a retention team that is dedicated in making sure that our clients are satisfied with the coverages and obviously the rates that they have on a renewal basis. Without that, nothing would work with us.
Really?
I'm stunned at what you just said. A retention team.
Yeah.
Literally a team of people inside the company who are committed to keeping that customer comfortable.
Absolutely.
Educating them.
Absolutely.
Interacting and building relationships.
And looking for ways to reduce the whatever it costs for coverage, for the types of coverage that they have.
You or I are not the same person we were a year ago. Something always changes.
That's
and the
very
only
true.
way that as an insurance agent or as a broker that we have the capacity to know what changed in your life, which is either your car, your business, somebody passed away, you have expansions, you put money into your company or your home. I have to be able to communicate that with you, understand that, because then at that point in time, I have the capacity to find out where I can save you money or if we need to make some changes.
Sure. Now, Jason, I've got to ask a follow-on question to that is, how did you come up on this idea of a retention team?
It really boiled down to the fact my father said, okay, we can't just concentrate on always selling,
Right.
because it makes no difference if we provide no value at the end. And that what's going to make us different from the rest. Because at the end of the day, you can go to any insurance company. As a matter of fact, the building that I'm in, we have 2 insurance brokers in my building. The building next door, there's 4.
Yeah.
And we're an office building. You don't know I'm there unless you actually were referred by someone.
Right.
Sure.
So what ends up happening is that that was a pivotal point in our relationship with our clients, because I can genuinely say that a friend will always be there for a friend and an acquaintance you can never count on, and that's how we practice it.
That's fantastic.
Now, tell me this. Now, you know, Jason. There's so many people that start out in a business like insurance, and I'm going to say that's a sales intensive business.
Tremendous.
Because it's not like you're walking in with a physical product to put down on a table. You're not selling a widget. Now, what were some of the things or some of the lessons that you incorporated into building your practice that sort of got you the most value?
The relationship building. And I keep
so
going back to that.
you say that is the most important thing.
Relationship building.
We just talked about this yesterday.
We just talked about it.
But we're going to let Jason tell you more about it. Go right ahead, Jason.
It boiled down to the fact that I could be simply just like any other insurance salesman. I can make 100 phone calls and I can talk to 100,000 people. But the reality is this: if I was able to form relationships with other individuals or entities, that I can help them grow, and in which that they help my business grow, and qualified referrals that would, in essence, know that there was value there. I don't necessarily have to work as hard.
That's right.
Because at the end of the day, I put them first before they put me, and in return, they're doing the exact same thing.
Wow.
You know, there's a word for your business model. It's called reciprocity.
Yeah.
I mean, you're literally making a living and building a business off that.
Absolutely.
Off the principle, I should say.
Absolutely.
That's fantastic.
Now, tell me this. Now, you've been doing this for a little while,
right?
And a little while. I mean, you got some experience now, you know. But what's the end game for you? I mean, where do you want to see your insurance agency grow or morph into?
You know, we've been very fortunate that we've been ranked in the top 1% in the country for several years. And my father has been ranked in his side of the business. He's been ranked in the top 0.5% in the country. So that's my first goal.
Is that right?
Definitely. I want to make my dad proud, right?
Yeah, always. That's every boy does.
There,
yeah,
right?
That's right.
Besides that, I want to really have the capacity to where, our agency has expanded more outside of Houston and in the markets that we're in, because we're currently representing, we're in Texas. But I really want to expand that to capacity to where I'm able to do more and really commit to the promise that I am much more than an insurance agency.
Sure.
And that's where the elements come into play with some of the other entities and resources that I have.
Now, do you have the ability to write under several companies, or does most of your business go to or go under one moniker?
We do. We do have the capacity. Obviously, underwriting guidelines, but yes, we do have the capacity to go outside.
Okay. Now or one of the things I heard mentioned there that I have not been successful at is the fact that it's a family business,
right?
Meaning that you have siblings.
I heard that too.
That are also doing their part in the business. Now, I love my brother to death, but he and I, just as it relates to business matters, we don't see eye to eye, and he loves me to death. But it's better that we probably do separate things. Now, how do you guys make that work?
First off, my father, my mother, my brother, my wife, my sister all work there.
Oh wow.
They fire me, I fire them every day. But we keep coming back. But no, seriously, it's got to a point to where it was something that my father did a long time ago. And it's something as if you were even dating with somebody. You usually have your T-charts, right? Your T-charts of the pros and the cons and which one's better. You kind of make that decision. Well, we basically use that model and saying, okay, here are what our roles and responsibilities based upon our skill sets and what we're strong in. And here's what you are not. There's that line. You don't cross that line. The only time we have the capacity to speak out is when we come together as a board meeting and say, you're dropping the ball. And within that, the family stays within those rules.
Now I got to ask this question. Was your dad military?
No, but he might as well been.
But because he sounds very mission-minded.
Yeah, very regimented.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things that I'm hearing is that in lots of small companies outside of the ones who work in family organizations, but a lot of small companies do not hold true the corporate structure, which means that we define what our roles are and we stay within those definitions unless you're asked to come over and help. Sometimes I see organizations, Jason, where, you got one guy that's, doing a little bit of everything, and he's making decisions that someone else has been, duly positioned to make or appointed to make. And it sounds like that you guys stay within the confines of your organization. I think that really helps a lot.
We can't do it without it. I mean, at the end of the day, I can't continue to grow unless I'm able to duplicate myself or put myself in and create positions based on the things that I am not that good in.
Yeah.
I just got to find that person that enjoys doing the things that I don't like doing, and then creating opportunities for us to be able to expand, grow, and do what we want to achieve.
Now, Jason, I hear you talking, and I can't help but think about the number of small business owners who are out there who can't say what you just said, and that is the things that I'm not that good at. How many small businesses, John, have we run across where you've got a great business, but the owner is trying to do things that they're just not good at?
Yeah, I just had lunch a few days ago, or let me say coffee a few days ago with a young lady who is reading a book on how to build a website. And it took me an entire hour to convince her that is a total waste of your valuable time. But she's doing all those little, instead of, as Jason said, bring someone in with that skill or talent, let them do a good job for it, manage that project.
Of course.
Don't try to do that project.
That's
Man,
right.
Jason, you're giving all the lessons that we give on this show on a daily basis.
Now, that is absolutely fantastic. And, one of the things that I want to hear about, and we're getting ready to take a break, but I want to ask you when we come back, I want to tee this up, John.
Okay.
Tell us some of the things that your being in the insurance business has allowed you to do. And I'm not talking about, buy a house or a nice car and all that. I'm talking about all those other things, because what I know about entrepreneurs is when you're passionate about what you do, one of the things you want to do is you want to give more. And I'll bet that's true for you.
Absolutely.
All right, super. Folks, you're listening to Small Business Today with Cruz and Hughes. It's brought to you by RingCentral.com. To get RingCentral's virtual PBX for your business, you can call them today at 888-716-5022. Stay with us. The education continues in just a moment.
Turn up the sales on your website today with AnythingInternet.com. Anything Internet will evaluate your website for marketing power, for traffic, for conversion rates. We'll figure out why people buy and why people go away. We'll help you generate the correct traffic that will turn into customers and make you money. Turn the juice up on your website today with AnythingInternet.com. Turn your website into a web business. 1-800-686-5986.
Very often, people come to me saying,
Stephen, how do I make radio advertising work?
or even worse,
We've tried radio ads before and got little to no response.
so how do you make the radio work for you? Well, you could have a clever jingle.
Come buy my stuff. Come buy my stuff.
Or you may act crazy and loud and have an unbeatable offer.
I'll save you cash, I'll save you time, and I'll do it today, guaranteed.
But these techniques may work for some and not for others. The real key to advertising is to go back to basic marketing principles. Target your ideal prospect, make your message clear and concise, and touch the listener by connecting to their needs. Stephen K. Media specializes in radio advertising promotion that effectively broadcasts your company's message, yielding higher response and better results. As an independent agency representing major talk radio stations, we help you negotiate rates and place your ads targeting your ideal prospect. Call us today at 713-278-9109 or visit stephenk.biz. That's 713-278-9109 or email info@stephenk.biz. Are you looking to improve your health and well-being? Have you lost your energy and vitality? Do you wake up feeling 10 years older than you actually are? Looking for a doctor who really listens? Looking for a natural alternative to your chronic health challenge? Dr. Dan Cooney is a chiropractic nutritionist who helps restore your health from the inside out using whole food supplements and specific nutritional counseling. Learn more about Dr. Dan's 7 Pillars of Health on his website, drdancooney.com, or give him a call at 713-295-9358.
Introducing the alternative to heavy news. Now at,
Excuse me, heavy news?
you know, disasters, politics, stock market. market.
And this alternative is
Coffee News. It's entertaining stories, famous quotes, and family fun. It's light news. Why it's so light, it's free.
free.
In restaurants and coffee shops all across Houston. So next time you're waiting in a restaurant, look for Coffee News. If they don't have it, tell them to get it by visiting coffeenewshouston.com.
It's light. It's free. It's Coffee News.
Now playing at Regal Entertainment Group Theaters.
From Christopher Nolan,
The storm's coming.
the legend ends in IMAX. What are you? I'm Gotham's reckoning. The Dark Knight Rises. Rated PG-13. Visit IMAX.com for showtimes and listings.
Go to www.regmovies.com to find showtimes and buy your tickets to this and other great feature films now. That's www.regmovies.com.
You're listening to Small Business Today with Cruz and Hughes. Follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. We're wherever you are.
Okay, welcome back to the show. If you're just joining in, our guest today is Mr. Jason Jimenez, and Jason is the owner of an insurance corporation called Jason Jimenez Insurance Agency. If you'd like to connect with Jason, you can do so by going to his business website, jasonjimenezinsurance.com, and he can help you with all your insurance needs, especially if you're in the state of Texas. And Jason, we are blessed to have you here in the studio today.
Really?
And I want to talk a little bit about why. Irv, as you teed this up,
Sure.
you know, so many successful entrepreneurs that have done some good things. They've made money. They've done good things in their business. What inspires me most is when I see someone turn back to the community and then do those things to bring other people out of the muck, to help them through the troubles that they may be going through. And Jason is the epitome of that. But I want you to talk about some of the things that you are involved in.
Sure. Well, about 8 years ago, a little bit more than that, actually. I had the privilege of meeting a partner, a mentor of mine by the name of Kalen Gordon. He was played for the San Francisco 49ers.
Okay.
And he had relationships with a lot of individuals from TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. And what he would do at the time, he would help individuals basically who had distraught credit and basically help them out. And I said, okay, fine. I just refer clients because I deal with a lot of real estate and mortgage individuals. And in doing so, you would see a lot of individuals that want to buy a house, then they wouldn't get approved, and then all their dreams and everything they saw and all the emotions that came into it were completely destroyed.
Yeah.
Well, and this is somebody I trusted. So I basically started referring business, and after a while I was saying, okay, good. This is a great opportunity to basically give back to the people who give to me, which is the realtors and mortgage companies as an insurance need when they buy or refinance a house. So that I ended up basically buying the company. And then that's when I basically created an added value to the real estate market and in the mortgage market, saying I'm much more than an insurance agent. I can actually help you build your pipeline above and beyond the ones who are already going to get approved, but the ones who can't, where's your solution? I want to be that solution for you. And that created the opportunity for me to be able to say that I was part of that process of being your first-time home buyer. So that was really a real big change in what we did.
Now, what's the name of that company?
Prelude Credit Solutions.
Prelude Credit Solutions. Now, if someone wanted to go and do some research, what's the website?
PreludeCreditSolutions.com.
PreludeCreditSolutions.com. So how long have you owned the company?
About 8 years. 8 years now.
8 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's fantastic. And now, you know, Jason, one of the things that struck me as we were talking even before the show is a lot of people who get the benefit of having the levels of success that you have will tend to pull the ladder up behind them.
Yeah.
But that's not what you do.
No.
And just in talking to you just here on the air, just learning about all the different things that you're engaged in, seems to have a common theme or a common thread, and that is to help somebody get over whatever it is that's holding them back.
It's never about me.
And that's the thing. But I really believe that's what drives success. I mean, John Cruz and I, we do this show. We started doing this show together, and John was already on the air, and he was on the air long before me, and having a great show. But one of the reasons why we've teamed up and done this show together is because we both share this idea that we've got to do more than it can't be just about us, because the truth is we could be reasonably comfortable, but we have to stop our day every day and do this show.
Right.
And we've committed to doing the show because of the feedback that we've gotten from our listeners saying, wow, thank you. And the feedback that we've gotten even from the industry from industry leaders and Hall of Fame people saying, "Man, you guys got it right. You got the right mix. You're at the end of the day, you do some teaching and some lessons, but you don't hit it too hard. You keep it a little light, you know." And and it's just I'm thrilled to have somebody like you on the show, man.
I'm honored. I'm
really
honored. Yeah.
Now, when I met you, you were at the Mark.
Right.
And it was a social event. It was right after we did our magazine launch. And you were telling us about an event that you have that's coming up at that same location. And that's for a charity as well. Tell us a little bit about that.
I run a nonprofit called Youth Aid, and it has engulfed my life. I've been part of nonprofits, another local nonprofit called Fanatical Change, and I would help volunteer with that. And then one day last year, I got asked to see if I'd like to partake in this organization called Youth Aid. I walked in, I looked at it, and I said, "Well, what is it?" They basically said they were an anti-bullying program. Well, I myself am a victim. I went through that experience. So when they said that, I said, "Where can I sign up? How can I volunteer? How can I help?" And I walked in, and I'm a logistics guy. I go processes and systems. Right?
Sure, sure.
So I walked in, and I told them what I liked. I told them what I didn't like, and I told them where I'd like to see it. And they basically said, "Well, here's the keys."
You take it.
I did. And so that is what I'm committed to. So what we are doing is we are committed to take a stand for the children that are victims, and even the bullies, because they themselves are human beings.
Sure.
And being able to make this world a better place on different platforms. What Youth Aid does is we have several different programs in the capacity that we actually create rallies within elementary, junior highs, and high schools.
Oh, wow.
We go in there and we basically inspire, motivate, and actually engage these students in basically teaching them one simple thought. That every touch, every word, every action you do will affect someone's life for the rest of their life.
Sure.
And from that element, we work with the administrators, the school districts, to be able to create a platform and a Youth Aid club. It makes no sense for us to actually go to a school, motivate and inspire somebody, and a week later, and then leave, and then a week later they just go back to their regular, normal routines.
Mm-hmm.
We create the Youth Aid clubs so that we can engage the student body and consistently do that throughout the school year, and then build the fan base, build the message within that. And then within this last year since I took over, what we have been doing is we have literally found that the school districts are not that, they don't have protocols that are true protocols as far as dealing with a victim or an incident.
There's no training or education to the teachers of how to deal with these things.
Not to any parent or any parent satisfaction, right?
Right, absolutely.
And so the school districts are now saying, do you have a program that we can teach our teachers of how to actually react when they see a bullying incident happen?
Sure.
And in addition to that, teaching them on protocols so that in turn, when we create them, the administrators are now involved and they can make people accountable. Before, it was a teacher saying, "I don't know if I want to react because I'm afraid of getting sued."
Sure.
Wow.
There was no protocol because there was less actions taken. So that was something that we said, wait a minute. Okay, this is a real serious thing. How can I be talking to my own child and telling him what to do, not to do, if I don't have reinforcement of other adults that probably spend more time with them, if not equal time with them?
Certainly.
So we did that. We're creating the program for the teachers, and then we said, you know what? That's still not enough, because I can engage a child, I can inspire, I can motivate, I can get them to be involved in delivering the message. I can get the administrators and the teachers to basically implement protocols and systems. But if I don't have the parents buy into it and be engaged, it doesn't work.
Sure.
What we have found is between the ages of 3 to all the way up to 15, there is something that happens within your life that affects and makes you who you are, or how you think, or how you react to things.
Yeah, no doubt.
So what ends up happening is, and it may not be the fact that it was the parents. It may be the brother, the sister, the neighbor. It may be a friend that caused something for you to be able to become either a victim or a bully.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
So what ended up happening is we're in the process of creating with other psychologists and doctors that we're basically vetting right now, and we're actually looking for, because it's the demand, to create a seminar that is Stand for Your Children. And that's the name of the seminar, to where we actually will educate and work with the parents to say, listen. And I mean, listen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because your children at the age of 3 to 6 to 15 always want to have a voice, and they don't have that. If you don't listen because you're so involved in your life, you will miss something that can jeopardize the relationship that you have with them or their life itself.
Absolutely.
And so what we have found is because of technology and social media and everything, you now have the capacity of a child really having a voice to something that with technology will not talk back to them, will not criticize them, and will not put them in a position to where they're having to fear like, oh, God, I can actually express myself.
Sure.
But within that, that's not therapy.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just expression.
Completely.
Yeah.
So we're trying to basically not eliminate, we're trying to get those 3 elements. The engagement from the student body, the teachers, the administrators, as well as the parents to work together. So what we do is we create a committee of the student body, the administrators, parents, and the teachers to basically mandate these organizations and these programs in school so that they stay consistent. And then we just help them facilitate that.
Now, and one of the people that you have working with you in this organization is the famous Lopez family. And I met the gentleman he was the captain of the Olympic team.
Gene Lopez, he is the Olympic Taekwondo coach for the USA team.
Sure.
Absolutely.
And I know we're getting ready to set up for a break, but I do want to know, what's his role? How does he use that discipline to help advance what you guys are doing?
He and his family, Stephen Lopez, Diana, and Mark Lopez, are ambassadors. When we actually have a rally within the school districts, what we do is we actually bring them along and other professional athletes to help engage and inspire because they are figures within the community.
Surely.
And within that, you have eyes open. You hear an individual say, wow, I'd love to be an Olympian.
Gotcha.
That's when we get them.
Gotcha.
And then that's when we have their attention. And then we bring into the scenario of every action, every word, every touch will affect everybody's life. Just because I'm a Taekwondo professional, that doesn't mean that I use that power to
bully, harass, or I love it. I absolutely love it.
That is fantastic, man. That is fantastic. And then using Taekwondo, I'm a big proponent for martial arts. I really am, because I really have seen the benefits of all the discipline and the tenets that get taught as a result of people being involved in Taekwondo. Folks, you're listening to Small Business Today with Cruz and Hughes. We're here with Jason Jimenez. And let me tell you what, if you are planning to tune in to this show on a regular basis, you absolutely want to be able to connect with Jason because of all the different things that he's involved in. This segment is brought to you by Sales Nexus. Folks, if you have not gotten your free trial copy of Sales Nexus, you can do so by going to salesnexus.com. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a moment. More with Jason right after this.
Turn up the sales on your website today with anythinginternet.com. Anything Internet will evaluate your website for marketing power, for traffic, for conversion rates. We'll figure out why people buy and why people go away. We'll help you generate the correct traffic that will turn into customers and make you money. Turn the juice up on your website today with anythinginternet.com. Turn your website into a web business. 1-800-686-5986.
Very often, people come to me saying,
Stephen, how do I make radio advertising work?
Or even worse,
we've tried radio ads before and got little to no response.
So how do you make the radio work for you? Well, you could have a clever jingle.
Come buy my stuff. Come buy my stuff.
Or you may act crazy and loud and have an unbeatable offer.
I'll save you cash, I'll save you time, and I'll do it today, guaranteed.
But these techniques may work for some and not for others. The real key to advertising is to go back to basic marketing principles. Target your ideal prospect, make your message clear and concise, and touch the listener by connecting to their needs. Stephen K. Media specializes in radio advertising promotion that effectively broadcasts your company's message, yielding higher response and better results. As an independent agency representing major talk radio stations, we help you negotiate rates and place your ads targeting your ideal prospect. Call us today at 713-278-9109 or visit stephenk.biz. That's 713-278-9109 or email info@stephenk.biz. Are you looking to improve your health and well-being? Have you lost your energy and vitality? Do you wake up feeling 10 years older than you actually are? Looking for a doctor who really listens? Looking for a natural alternative to your chronic health challenge? Dr. Dan Cooney is a chiropractic nutritionist who helps restore your health from the inside out using whole food supplements and specific nutritional counseling. Learn more about Dr. Dan's 7 Pillars of Health on his website, drdancooney.com, or give him a call at 713-295-9358.
Introducing the alternative to heavy news. Now at,
Excuse me, heavy news?
you know, disasters, politics, stock market.
And this alternative is
Coffee news. It's entertaining stories, famous quotes, and family fun. It's light news. Why it's so light, it's free.
free.
In restaurants and coffee shops all across Houston. So next time you're waiting in a restaurant, look for coffee news. If they don't have it, tell them to get it by visiting coffeenewshouston.com.
It's light. It's free. It's coffee news.
Now playing at Regal Entertainment Group Theaters.
From Christopher Nolan. The storm's coming. The legend ends in IMAX. What are you? I'm Gotham's Reckoning. The Dark Knight Rises. Rated PG-13. Visit IMAX.com for showtimes and listings.
Go to www.regmovies.com to find showtimes and buy your tickets to this and other great feature films now. That's www.regmovies.com.
You're listening to Small Business Today. Visit us on the web at cruzandhughes.com. Here are your hosts, Cruz and Hughes.
Okay, welcome back to the show. Our guest today is Mr. Jason Jimenez. Jason is the president of Jason Jimenez Insurance Agency. If you'd like to connect with him, you can do so at jasonjimenez.com. His last name is spelled Jimenez. He also owns a company called Prelude Credit Solutions. We talked about that in the last segment. I mean, Jason is involved in a lot of things. You know, Jason, one of the things that you just said that I want you to mention again is Irv made the comment, you know, what we should ask is what are you not involved in? Because, you're in so many positive things. But
Right.
You said something that was pretty profound in terms of your ability to be involved. And what was that?
It's the capacity to be able to create a business to where you can actually develop it to in a way that you can actually work on it versus in it.
Yeah.
And understand the capacity that, going back to the point that
Sure.
I can't do everything.
Right.
And if in order for me to do more, I need help.
Certainly.
I just need to find the people who have the skill sets, the mentality, and believe in the mission
Right.
to be able to implement
Right.
what we're set to do.
Exactly
And
right.
because you said that you're really a systems and logistics person, it makes sense that you find the people with the right capacity and you put them on tasks that match their skill set. They take off with your, working the plan, and you're able now to be free to do some other things and do good in other areas.
Absolutely. I had actually a mentor of mine that I will never forget said, listen, you either do this or you basically fail. And I said, okay. He said, you need to slow to hire and quick to fire.
Really? So that's the
And that
advice.
simple principle has worked miracles.
Wow.
Yep.
Now, in the last segment, we were talking about Youth Aid, which is a nonprofit organization that Jason is involved in, and it really is developed to teach school-age children about bullying. And if they are the bully, you work with them just as much as you do with the kids who feel that they've been bullied for some reason. Because as you say, there's a reason why those who are bullying bully, and there's a reason why the ones who are being picked on are being sought out to be bullied.
Absolutely.
Now, you have an event that's coming up, and tell us a little bit about the event. What's happening that night?
Well, on October 18th, we actually have an event called Casino Royale. Well, if you may know that
007.
it's the 50th anniversary of James Bond, and we're basically playing off of the theme. So we are having a black tie optional cocktail attire. As a matter of fact, Al's Formal Wear today just actually came on as a sponsor. They are basically, for anybody who wants to go to Al's Formal Wear, they can just say Casino Royale, October 18th, and they'll get a $50 discount off of the tuxedo.
Wow.
So,
And I love dressing up.
Oh,
so,
Of course you do.
so that event, it's basically a casino event. You walk in, you can pre-purchase tickets at youthaid.us. It's $60 online.
Okay.
And so what we do is you basically show your ticket at the door, and you will basically get $1,000 in chips.
Okay.
You go have fun. It's a party.
Sure.
It's a party to basically enjoy. Networking capacity is totally involved there. From that event, what you'll be able to do is win chips. Within those chips that you win, you're able to go pick up items and buy and get raffles so you can win prizes. And then within that, we actually have auction items items that some of them have been donated.
Sure.
Actually, a lot of them have been donated, and some of them that we've gotten from other establishments. For example, we have 2013 tickets for the Super Bowl. We have tickets for the Emmys. We have tickets for the Grammys. If you'd like to fly a fighter jet, you can actually do that for a weekend. We got tickets if you want to go, for example, to play with the Cubs, the Chicago Cubs. We have that too as well.
Get out of here!
No, it's phenomenal. We have been very blessed on the people and the resources that we've been able to create. That during that, Pacquiao gloves. We have, we have tickets for a round trip to Vegas from MGM casinos. They've donated. I mean, it's that much of a support system that allows us to be a huge success.
Sure. The only challenge, the only challenge I really have with everything you just said was my wife is listening to this show. and I'm in trouble right now.
I'm certain because she probably wants to go.
That's what I'm saying. I'm in trouble right now.
You know what? The event is called Casino Royale. It's happening October 18th. And as Jason said, it is a party, but it's a party with a purpose. Remember, what you're doing is going to benefit school-age children who are dealing with situations in their social lives, in their social spectrums, at their schools as it relates to bullying. We definitely encourage you to come out. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be in black tie. I'm hoping to win, that fighter jet flight. I'm going to be in the house.
You know what? That's all you need, John.
I know, right?
That's all
Something
you
else
need.
that's dangerous.
Right.
But if you'd like to get tickets, you can go to www.youth.aid.us. We definitely encourage you. If you're in the Houston area, it's a great way for you to come on down. And I got to say, too, the mark, or rather, the
Houston Motor Club.
Houston Motor Club, where you guys are having it, is a phenomenal place. I mean, it's
A-class.
It's A-class. Is a private club, and I think you guys are really going to love it. It sounds like something that's going to be a whole lot of fun.
We even have an Aston Martin that's being donated that night, so you can actually take photo booth that you can actually act like James Bond, and there's Aston Martin. You can take pictures with it. It's all decked out.
The only thing is, I would enjoy that, but I'd bring my Super Red Hawk. So I could
Well, my Facebook is going to be full of pictures the night after.
Oh, man.
So,
you bring a camera?
Why not?
Oh, man.
I'll get them to take some pictures, and then I'll have somebody standing off to the side shooting a few of me.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay. Well, never mind. I'm not going to get into that on the air. You're not going to trap me, man.
Well, I tell you what, now, and Youth Aid is something that, are you working with all schools in the Houston area?
We do not. We don't have limitations.
Okay.
And it's important for everybody to know that we can't implement these programs without the funding, and this is why these charity events come into play.
Okay.
More importantly, the schools don't have the money.
Yeah, their budgets have been cut, just as Irv mentioned. What's happening in government?
Budget cuts.
Our mission is to be in every school in America, but within the support of the community and the business owners within the community, to be able to have the capacity to fund these, so that we can stand for our children who are our future.
Wow. Now, if someone goes on, they pre-purchase tickets,
yes.
What's the difference between the pre-purchase price and the door price?
Pre-purchase tickets are $60 online at youthaid.us, and then if they purchase them at the door, it's $80, and you get the same thing. You get food, you get drinks all night, you get basically the capacity of $1,000 in chips when you walk in, you get enjoyment, you get live music, we get band, you have the casino, you get the pictures with the Aston Martin, you get the opportunity to basically get some Texans tickets. We got, for the Colts, we have some tickets from some other games, so it is all there.
Now, do you have any members of the media that are going to be coming?
Yes, we've actually reached out to basically every news station there. On our last event, we had a press conference, and we had Channel 26, 13, and Channel 2 there. And Channel 2, as a matter of fact, were our host MCs for the night.
Wow.
Okay.
Now you can have Small Business Today radio.
Why not?
That's right. Why not? And I do have a contact for you at Channel 11, too. So if you don't have someone there, I got someone for you.
I would love it.
Awesome. Awesome. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, why don't we talk a little bit more? I'd like to get some more business tips from you, especially as it relates to sales, because Irv and I are really big sales guys. And we want to give a few points on how to sell properly. What are some things that have worked for you? Yeah. And then maybe tell us what some of your greatest challenges have been.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, give our folks some some takeaways.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right. Well, thanks so much for that. Folks, you're listening to Small Business Today with Cruz and Hughes. It's brought to you by GrowSocial.com. Maximize social media like Facebook and Twitter for your business. You can call Grow Social today at 877-484-3961. Don't go away, folks. We are in the home stretch. More in a moment. with Jason.
Turn up the sales on your website today with anythinginternet.com. Anything Internet will evaluate your website for marketing power, for traffic, for conversion rates. We'll figure out why people buy and why people go away. We'll help you generate the correct traffic that will turn into customers and make you money. Turn the juice up on your website today with anythinginternet.com. Turn your website into a web business. 1-800-686-5986.
Very often, people come to me saying,
Stephen, how do I make radio advertising work?
or even worse,
We've tried radio ads before and got little to no response.
so how do you make the radio work for you? Well, you could have a clever jingle.
Come buy my stuff. Come buy my stuff.
Or you may act crazy and loud and have an unbeatable offer.
I'll save you cash, I'll save you time, and I'll do it today, guaranteed.
But these techniques may work for some and not for others. The real key to advertising is to go back to basic marketing principles. Target your ideal prospect, make your message clear and concise, and touch the listener by connecting to their needs. Stephen K. Media specializes in radio advertising promotion that effectively broadcasts your company's message, yielding higher response and better results. As an independent agency representing major talk radio stations, we help you negotiate rates and place your ads targeting your ideal prospect. Call us today at 713-278-9109 or visit stephenk.biz. That's 713-278-9109 or email info@stephenk.biz. Are you looking to improve your health and well-being? Have you lost your energy and vitality? Do you wake up feeling 10 years older than you actually are? Looking for a doctor who really listens? Looking for a natural alternative to your chronic health challenge? Dr. Dan Cooney is a chiropractic nutritionist who helps restore your health from the inside out using whole food supplements and specific nutritional counseling. Learn more about Dr. Dan's 7 Pillars of Health on his website, drdancooney.com, or give him a call at 713-295-9358.
Introducing the alternative to heavy news. Now at,
Excuse me, heavy news?
you know, disasters, politics, stock market.
And this alternative is...
Coffee news. It's entertaining stories, famous quotes, and family fun. It's light news. Why it's so light, it's free.
Free?
In restaurants and coffee shops all across Houston. So next time you're waiting in a restaurant, look for coffee news. If they don't have it, tell them to get it by visiting coffeenewshouston.com.
It's light. It's free. It's coffee news.
Now playing at Regal Entertainment Group Theaters.
From Christopher Nolan. The legend ends in IMAX. What are you? I'm Gotham Directing. The Dark Knight Rises. Rated PG-13. Visit IMAX.com for showtimes and listings.
Go to www.regmovies.com to find showtimes and buy your tickets to this and other great feature films now. That's www.regmovies.com.
You're listening to Small Business Today with Cruz and Hughes. Follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. We're wherever you are.
Okay, welcome back to the show. Our guest today has been Mr. Jason Jimenez. He is the president and owner of Jason Jimenez Insurance Agency. If you want to connect with Jason, you can do so by going to his business website, www.jasonjimenezinsurance.com. He also owns a company called Prelude Credit Solutions. So if you are in a credit situation and you need some assistance with that and some guidance, you can go to preludecreditsolutions.com and get some help there as well. Jason is involved in a lot of things. We didn't even get a chance to cover some of the other things. We're going to have to bring him back for another show. But Casino Royale is coming up on October 18th. If you like to get tickets, it's $60 if you pre-purchase. It's $80 at the door. You can go to www.youthAid.us. Phenomenal gifts and packages that are going to be there. Guys, you definitely, if you're in the Houston area, you definitely want to make sure that you're in the room. It'll be a great networking event also. That's October 18th, youthAid.us. We look forward to seeing you guys. Before we leave, Irv, what do you think we should ask him?
I think we should ask him to give our listeners some points, some takeaways about sales.
We got a minute.
Marketing.
Let's do it.
So let's give us 3 to 5 takeaways for our listeners.
One, I'd have to say that the law of 3.
Law of 3.
The law of 3 for me basically means that I don't take more than 3 things at a time. Okay. I can't do any more.
Right. So you can't be all things to all people. I like that.
You can't. You have to know where your strengths are. And there's, at the end of the day, human beings, I think, can actually captivate and really empower with no more than 3. So there's one.
Okay. 1, 2.
And in relations to, now you're referring to sales, right?
Sure.
Okay. In sales is listen.
Listen.
You know, you can ask one question and people will tell you everything you want to hear if you listen.
Sure.
That goes back to my childhood, going back to the youth aid. You
Sure.
listen, they will tell you everything. So in listening in a capacity of what's important to them.
Sure.
Well, I'm going to hold you right there. If you want more from Jason Jimenez, you're either going to have to contact him through his business website or you're going to wait till the next time we bring him on the show. Jason, it's been a pleasure. I'm so glad that you came and did the show with us today.
Thank you, man. This was fantastic.
It was a pleasure.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Guys, we want to thank you for tuning in with Irvin and myself. You've been listening to Small Business Today with Cruz and Hughes, which is brought to you by Small Business Today magazine. To get your free copy of Houston's Entrepreneurs, you can go to smallbusinesstodaymagazine.com. This is the place where we discuss the topics that inspires entrepreneurs from thought to action. So until tomorrow, be smart, be successful, and above all else,
be in action.
And Irvin and I will see you tomorrow.